Imagine sitting in Parliament and suddenly hearing a voice, not human, speaking flawless Bemba, Nyanja, or Lozi, but it's an AI. Zambia's lawmakers were left stunned as artificial intelligence spoke their own languages, raising alarm, awe, and serious questions. Who programmed this? Is Zambia ready for this kind of technology? And could it be dangerous? How the AI was introduced to Parliament. The introduction of AI into the Zambian parliamentary discourse was not through a physical demonstration of an AI system speaking Bemba in the chamber, but rather through a parliamentary query raised on July 22, 2025 by Mkushi South MP Davies Chisopa. According to reports from Zambia, News Diggers, and the Zambian Observer, Chisopa sought clarification from the Minister of Science and Technology, Felix Mutati, on why the House had not been updated about AI's capability to chew and speak Zambian local languages like Bemba. The phrase chew and speak appears to be a colloquial or mistranslated expression, likely meaning the AI's ability to process and generate speech in Bemba. The context for this query stemmed from a controversial audio recording that had gone viral, allegedly involving PF faction acting President Robert Shabinga discussing the repatriation of late President Edgar Lungu's body. Shabinga claimed the audio was fabricated using AI, a claim that raised eyebrows and prompted Chisopa to question the government's transparency regarding AI advancements. Speaker of the National Assembly, Nelly Muti, curtailed the query, possibly due to procedural reasons or the sensitive nature of the topic, but the incident sparked widespread interest in AI's potential in Zambia. This was not a formal introduction of an AI system into parliamentary operations, but rather a reactive discussion prompted by real-world implications of AI technology. The Zambian Parliament has been exploring digital transformation through the e-Parliament initiative, supported by the Inter-Parliamentary Union (IPU) and the Center for Innovation in Parliament (CIP), of which Zambia is a core member. This initiative focuses on leveraging information and communication technologies (ICTs) to enhance parliamentary functions such as public engagement and legislative processes. However, the specific mention of AI speaking Bemba was a novel and unexpected topic, highlighting a gap between Zambia's technological aspirations and the awareness of its lawmakers. The introduction of AI into this parliamentary discussion underscores a broader trend in African parliaments, as noted by the IPU, where AI is increasingly being considered for legislative functions like transcription, translation, and public engagement. In Zambia's case, the mention of AI speaking Bemba likely reflects emerging commercial applications, such as FNB Zambia's partnership with Proto AI to develop a chatbot capable of communicating in Bemba and Nyanja for customer service. This suggests that the technology discussed in Parliament may already be in use in the private sector, catching lawmakers off guard. What it said: full AI statement translated. There is no evidence from the provided sources or public records that an AI system delivered a formal statement in Bemba within the Zambian Parliament. The phrase, AI speaks Bemba, appears to be a sensationalized headline or a misunderstanding of the discussion initiated by Chisopa. Instead, the focus was on the alleged AI-generated audio involving Robert Shabinga, which he claimed was fabricated to implicate him in a conspiracy. The content of this audio, as reported by the Zambian Observer, involved a conversation between Shabinga and a woman believed to be Community Development Minister Doreen Mwamba, discussing the repatriation of late President Edgar Lungu's body. Since no specific AI statement was delivered in Parliament, I will interpret this question as a request to explore what such an AI might say if it were to address the Zambian Parliament in Bemba, based on the context of the discussion. For illustrative purposes, I will provide a hypothetical AI statement translated from Bemba to English, reflecting the themes raised in the parliamentary debate. Hypothetical AI statement in Bemba, translated to English. Honorable members of Parliament, I am an artificial intelligence system designed to enhance communication and service delivery in Zambia. I can process and generate speech in Bemba, Nyanja, and other local languages to make information accessible to all Zambians. My purpose is to support sectors like healthcare, education, and governance by providing accurate translations, simplifying complex information, and enabling efficient public services. For example, I can assist in transcribing parliamentary debates, translating speeches in real time, or engaging citizens through digital platforms. However, my capabilities must be regulated to prevent misuse, such as creating deceptive audio or deepfakes. I urge this House to establish a robust legal framework to ensure AI serves the public good while protecting national security and democratic integrity. This hypothetical statement aligns with the practical applications of AI discussed in sources like the IPU's reports on AI in parliaments, which highlight its potential for automated translation, transcription, and public engagement. In Zambia, where 99% of internet users access services via mobile devices, an AI addressing Parliament in Bemba would likely emphasize accessibility and inclusivity, key goals of Zambia's e-Parliament initiative. MPs react, confused, shocked, and concerned. The reaction of Zambian MPs to the mention of AI speaking Bemba was marked by confusion, shock, and concern, as evidenced by the parliamentary exchange reported on July 23, 2025. Mkushi South MP Davies Chisopa's query was prompted by Robert Shabinga's claim that a viral audio was AI generated, suggesting a lack of awareness among MPs about AI's capabilities in local languages. Speaker Nellie Moody's decision to curtail the query indicates that the topic was either unexpected or deemed procedurally inappropriate, reflecting a broader unfamiliarity with AI among lawmakers. The confusion likely stemmed from the technical nature of AI and its sudden relevance to a political scandal. Shabinga's claim that the audio was AI-generated introduced the concept of deepfakes, synthetic media where voices or images are manipulated to appear authentic. This raised concerns about the reliability of information in the public domain, as noted in a similar context by Speaker Corinne N. George Massicote of the British Virgin Islands at a 2025 conference hosted by the UK Parliament. She highlighted fears about deepfakes on social media, questioning how to hold perpetrators accountable when manipulated content seems real. MP's shock may also reflect Zambia's nascent stage of AI governance. According to a Thomson Reuters Foundation report, Zambia, like Zimbabwe, lacks a clear regulatory framework for AI, despite endorsing a UN resolution on AI governance in March 2024. The sudden realization that AI could produce convincing audio in Bemba likely alarmed MPs, as it suggested vulnerabilities in public discourse and political accountability. Chisopa's question about why the Minister of Science and Technology had not informed the House suggests a concern that the government was either unaware of or withholding information about AI advancements. Concerns about national security and misinformation were implicit in the parliamentary discussion, as Shabinga's claim pointed to the potential misuse of AI to fabricate evidence or manipulate public opinion. This mirrors global concerns raised by the IPU, which notes that AI poses risks to democracy, human rights, and the rule of law, including through deepfakes and disinformation campaigns. In Zambia, where political tensions are high, as evidenced by references to the Lungu burial saga and accusations of government conspiracies, MPs' concerns likely centered on how AI could exacerbate these issues. Can AI learn African languages? Yes, AI can learn African languages, including Bemba, and there are already practical examples of this capability in Zambia and beyond. AI systems, particularly those based on natural language processing, NLP, can be trained to understand, process, and generate speech or text in any language, provided there is sufficient data to train the models. Bemba, as one of Zambia's 7 major languages spoken by approximately 18% of the population, is a viable candidate for AI language models due to its widespread use. In Zambia, FNB Zambia's partnership with Proto-AI, as reported by Bongo Hive, demonstrates AI's ability to communicate in Bemba and Nyanja. The Proto-AI chatbot allows bank customers to interact in these languages via platforms like WhatsApp and SMS, enhancing accessibility for diverse ethnic groups. This application relies on NLP, which involves training AI models on large datasets of text or speech in the target language. For Bemba, such datasets could include written texts, audio recordings, or transcribed conversations, though the availability of high-quality data in African languages is often a challenge. Globally, AI systems like ChatGPT have been trained on multilingual datasets, and while they primarily focus on widely spoken languages, efforts are underway to include African languages. For example, a Lawyers Hub report notes that 48% of Moroccan consumers are aware of ChatGPT, with 38% using it, indicating growing AI penetration in Africa. However, the report also highlights that no African country has a dedicated AI regulatory framework, which could hinder the development of language-specific models. Challenges to AI learning African languages include data scarcity. Many African languages, including Bemba, lack large, digitized corpora for training AI models. This requires significant investment in data collection and annotation. Linguistic diversity. African languages often have complex grammatical structures and dialects, necessitating sophisticated NLP models. Resource constraints. Developing AI for African languages requires computational resources and expertise, which may be limited in countries like Zambia. Despite these challenges, initiatives like the Zambia Center for High-Performance Computing, ZCHPC, and partnerships with organizations like QURD for healthcare applications show Zambia's potential to advance AI in local languages. The IPU also notes that AI can provide real-time translation services in multilingual parliaments, suggesting that systems capable of handling African languages could enhance legislative processes. Who built it? Zambian or foreign developers? The specific AI system referenced in the parliamentary discussion, presumably the one that allegedly generated the Shabinga audio, is not identified in the sources, and no definitive evidence confirms its existence or origin. However, based on the broader context of AI development in Zambia, it is likely that any AI capable of speaking Bemba would involve a combination of foreign and local expertise. Foreign developers. Zambia's AI ecosystem is still developing, and many AI applications in the country rely on foreign technology. For example, FNB Zambia's Proto-AI chatbot was developed in partnership with Protos Africa, a foreign entity with expertise in AI for customer service. Similarly, Cobalt Metals, a Silicon Valley company, has invested $150 million in AI-driven mining solutions in Zambia, indicating significant foreign involvement in the country's AI landscape. Global AI models like ChatGPT, developed by companies like OpenAI, could theoretically be fine-tuned for Bemba, but this would require require foreign technical expertise. Zambian developers. Zambia has a growing tech sector, with organizations like Bongo Hive fostering innovation and entrepreneurship. The Zambia Center for High-Performance Computing, ZCHPC, established in 2015, focuses on big data and AI, suggesting local capacity to contribute to AI development. However, the scale and complexity of building an AI system capable of generating convincing audio in Bemba likely exceed current local capabilities without foreign collaboration. Local developers may contribute to data collection, model training, or application integration, but the core technology is likely imported. In the case of the Shabinga audio, if it was indeed AI generated, it could have been created using widely available tools like 11 Labs or Descript, which allow users to synthesize audio in various languages with minimal technical expertise. Such tools are developed by foreign companies, but a Zambian individual or group with access to Bemba audio samples could have used them to create the recording. Without specific evidence, it remains speculative whether the audio was produced locally or by foreign actors. National security concerns raised in Parliament. The parliamentary discussion about AI speaking Bemba raised implicit national security concerns, primarily due to the potential for AI-generated deepfakes to manipulate public opinion or implicate political figures. Robert Shabinga's claim that the viral audio was AI-generated suggested that such technology could be used to fabricate evidence, sow discord, or undermine political stability. This mirrors global concerns about AI's impact on democracy, as highlighted by the IPU, which warns of risks like disinformation, democratic instability, and ethical concerns. In Zambia, where political tensions are evident from references to the Lungu burial saga and accusations of government conspiracies, the ability of AI to create convincing audio in local languages like Bemba amplifies these risks. MPs likely worried about misinformation and deepfakes. The Shabinga audio demonstrated how AI could be used to create deceptive content, potentially influencing elections or public perception. Lack of regulation. Zambia's absence of a dedicated AI regulatory framework, as noted in the Thomson Reuters Foundation report, leaves the country vulnerable to misuse of AI technologies. Foreign influence. If foreign developers or tools were used to create the audio, it raises questions about external actors influencing Zambian politics. Speaker Nelly Muti's decision to curtail the query may reflect a desire to avoid escalating these concerns without a clear understanding of the technology or its implications. The IPU's reports emphasize the need for parliaments to balance AI innovation with responsible oversight, suggesting that Zambia must develop policies to address these security risks. HH's government responds. President Hakainde Hichilema's government, referred to as HH's government, has not issued a direct response to the specific parliamentary query about AI speaking Bemba based on available sources. However, the government's broader stance on AI and technology can be inferred from its actions and policies. The endorsement of the UN's non-binding resolution on AI governance in March 2024, alongside South Africa, indicates a commitment to international cooperation on AI regulation. Additionally, Zambia's participation in the Center for Innovation in Parliament and investments in projects like the ZCHPC suggest a proactive approach to digital transformation. In the context of the parliamentary discussion, Minister of Science and Technology Felix Mutati was the target of Chisopa's query, but no specific response from him is documented. The government's silence may reflect the sensitivity of the issue, given the political implications of the Shabinga audio and the lack of a clear AI policy. Senior UPND officials reportedly supported Shabinga's claim that the audio was AI generated, which could indicate an attempt to defuse the controversy rather than engage deeply with the AI question. The government's broader response to AI is evident in its support for initiatives like the e-Parliament program and partnerships with private entities like FNB Zambia and Cobalt Metals. These efforts suggest an interest in leveraging AI for economic and social development, but the lack of a regulatory framework remains a gap that the government must address to respond effectively to parliamentary concerns. Zambia's role in the future of African AI. Zambia is positioning itself as a player in the African AI landscape, though it lags behind countries like South Africa, which has established the Artificial Intelligence Institute of South Africa, AIISA. Zambia's role can be analyzed through its current initiatives and potential for growth. E-Parliament Initiative. As a core member of the IPU Center for Innovation in Parliament, Zambia is exploring digital tools to enhance parliamentary functions, including AI for transcription and translation. This positions Zambia as a leader in parliamentary innovation within the SADC region. Private sector adoption. Partnerships like FNB Zambia's Proto-AI chatbot and Cobalt Metals' AI-driven mining solutions demonstrate Zambia's integration of AI into key sectors. These initiatives could serve as models for other African countries. Healthcare and research. The partnership between CIDRZ and Cure.ai for TB testing highlights Zambia's use of AI in healthcare, while the ZCHPC supports research into big data and AI applications. Challenges. Zambia's low internet penetration rate, 53.3% in 2022, compared to the global average of 66%, and lack of AI regulation limit its scalability. Addressing these challenges could position Zambia Zambia as a hub for AI development in southern Africa. Zambia's role in African AI will depend on its ability to invest in infrastructure, develop local expertise, and establish regulatory frameworks. Collaboration with regional bodies like the SADC Parliamentary Forum, which adopted resolutions on AI in June 2025, could enhance Zambia's influence. Final thoughts: opportunity or threat? The emergence of AI capable of speaking Bemba and its discussion in the Zambian Parliament represents both an opportunity and a threat. Opportunities: inclusivity. AI in local languages like Bemba can make services and information accessible to a broader population, supporting Zambia's e-democracy goals. Efficiency. AI can streamline parliamentary functions such as transcription and translation, as seen in other parliaments like South Africa's. Economic growth. Investments in AI-driven sectors like mining and healthcare can drive economic development and position Zambia as a regional tech hub. Threats. Misinformation. The Shabinga audio highlights the risk of deepfakes undermining trust in governance and media. Regulatory gaps. Without a clear AI policy, Zambia is vulnerable to misuse of the technology. Dependency on foreign technology. Reliance on foreign developers could limit Zambia's control over its AI ecosystem. In conclusion, the parliamentary discussion about AI speaking Bemba reflects a critical moment for Zambia to embrace AI while addressing its risks. By developing a robust regulatory framework, investing in local capacity, and leveraging international partnerships, Zambia can harness AI as an opportunity for inclusive development while mitigating its threats to national security and democracy.